So in this session, we're going to do some problem solving.
Okay.
So there's sort of a few steps that we can go through that have been described in the course that we're going to use. The first one is developing a problem solving orientation, but I think that you already are pretty adept at having that sort of orientation, so I don't think we have to do that part. Okay. So first I would like you to begin by describing the problem.
Okay. Well, the problem is that before I started school, I signed a contract with a hospital. That was the school that what I went to school for was physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So before I started that program to learn to be a physical therapist, I had signed this 3-year contract, and now, and what that meant was that they paid some of my tuition, and then when I graduated, then I owe them 3 years of working,
Right.
which I mean is a really good deal for me. The problem is that now I'm finished with school, and I realize that there's so much more to physical therapy, and choosing where you work is a really big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Spectrum is in a great place, just I think there's better places that I can learn better. Yeah. So, my problem is that I'm now done my schooling, and I can either stay with Spectrum here. The other thing is Grand Rapids. I've been there for 10 years. It's time to go somewhere else.
Right.
It's not my home. It's time to go somewhere else. So unfortunately, I'm stuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you made this decision. Obviously, you had to make this decision before you went to school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did your grad program anyway. And now that you have a different perspective on it because you're done school, then you feel like you could go somewhere else. You would prefer to go somewhere else, even if it means having to pay the tuition that Spectrum paid for you initially.
That's definitely an option. I mean, I don't know how feasible it is. It's like probably $30,000 that I'd have to pay him back immediately, and is that worth it? Probably not.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Right. Okay. So, is there any particular people involved in this?
That's a good question, actually, because there's me, obviously, but then I've also grown. I have developed a relationship with the managerial staff in the rehab department through work that I've done with them when I worked in the TIS department.
Mm-hmm.
So to kind of let them down, or say I don't want to do that, also has an impact on the decision that I make.
Right. Okay.
But first and foremost, it's my life. It's me who's involved. Spectrum's a big company. They could survive. They'll just find a therapist, so it's not like it really important to them.
Right. Okay. Do you want to talk a little bit, or why don't you tell me a little bit about your feelings surrounding this situation?
Okay. I guess the biggest feeling I have is kind of that I'm stuck. I don't have a choice, that I'm being forced to do something that I don't necessarily want to.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all sorts of things that come into play. I'm 26, almost 27. By the time 3 years are up, I'll be almost 30. There's just so much in life. It's just the bigger picture, I guess. I don't want to waste another 3 years somewhere that I don't necessarily want to be. I think life's too short to do that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the question?
Oh, your feelings.
Sorry.
Just general feelings.
Okay. So that's one, that life's too short to just waste away. Another one has to do with Grand Rapids. Do I actually want to stay there? Do I want to dig some more roots there?
Mm-hmm.
Or probably not. Yeah. Just kind of a sense of frustration, I guess, or feeling stuck.
Yeah. Okay. So you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, basically, because you don't want to pay the $30,000 that they paid for your schooling.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to stay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So that's kind of the description of the problem. So now we're going to try to define the problem.
Okay.
So basically what that means is just how would the current situation be different for it to no longer be a problem.
Okay. It'd be different if I didn't have a contract. I could go wherever I wanted. I'd probably move either back to Canada, to a different country in general, to somewhere else in the States, like Colorado, somewhere that I love to live.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be different if I didn't have that obligation.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the main thing. Like, I really don't think I would stay in Grand Rapids anymore. There's something really holding me there,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And I guess also setting wise, you know, like like I don't know. You heard me talk with Shannon. Like there's a full like I'll have a full-time job, but it's just hourly right now, and I want a salary, and I want to be able to. I don't want to be able to like kind of go back and forth about the salary that I want, and the PTO that I'll get, and like bonuses throughout the year kind of thing. But you can't
What's a
do.
PTO?
Sorry, like time off.
Oh, okay.
You know, and it's just something that you can't. I mean, they kind of have me in a chokehold where they're saying, okay, you're gonna work. Here's what you're gonna be paid. Here's what your benefits are going to be. Here's how much PTO you do get.
Right.
You know, it's not like it's a back and forth. They're just telling me what they're gonna pay me. And
Right.
all that kind of stuff. Which is like it's not about money. It's really not.
Yeah.
But I would like to, you know, have some involvement in.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not, there's a few things then, right? There's location, you don't necessarily want to be there.
Mhm.
And like you said just now, there's also, you feel stuck
Mhm.
at that specific spot. Even if you could go somewhere else in Grand Rapids, you might be happier somewhere else because, yeah, you don't feel like people are going to be dictating to you what's going on.
Mhm.
Okay. So those are kind of two things that would be different.
Yep.
If the problem was no longer a problem, that you could choose where you wanted to work, and you could choose all those things that we just listed.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that would be different?
I'd owe someone a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean that's yeah. Anyways, it's a whole different thing.
Right. Yeah. Is there anything else that would be different in if the problem is no longer a problem?
I feel like I think it consumes a lot of my mind. You know, and it's kind of unsettling, and I'm constant in this, you know, back and forth. Do I just get a loan for that amount of money to pay it off, or you know, that's just adding more money to the loans that I owe. Like, is that worth it? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it consumes a lot of mental energy
Mm-hmm.
to be constantly doing it. And I think I just have to come to grips and just accept. Yeah, I have to make a decision and then just be happy with that
Yeah.
and stop thinking about it. I think.
Right. Okay. So if you could choose where you worked, basically anywhere in the world, that would be that you would consider the problem solved.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Yeah. But then you would want to also at the same time not owe them
Yeah.
the money that you would owe them.
Yeah.
Hypothetically. Right. Okay. Is there anything else that you can tell me about the problem that you think might be useful?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Okay, so the next step in the sort of problem-solving model that we're using is to generate alternatives.
Okay.
So you will do that mostly, and we'll probably spend about like 5 minutes doing that or something.
Okay. Sounds good.
So yeah, just like absolutely brainstorm. Don't like, if ideas are silly, don't worry about it, and I'll write them down.
All right. First thing that comes to mind is move out of Grand Rapids. Just pick up and move.
Okay.
The second is to try to work out a deal with the Spectrum and say, I'm gonna just for 2 years, or because of how much you guys have paid and how much I actually paid for schooling, I think 3 years is a little too